Let's go. We are live. Welcome to Suns Geeks, Suns Clippers, Game 1 pregame call-in show. That's right. We've done this before on the channel, especially after certain games. But I decided to celebrate the Suns playoffs and really just the NBA playoffs being here. I figured I would go live, talk all things Suns, get some of you guys on here. You guys can give your thoughts. I have questions for you guys if you don't really have too much to talk about. We're going to do this little like wheel thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. I actually got to pull that up right now. But yeah, I'm really excited, you guys. It's going to be a fun show. And also, shameless plug here. I know there's a lot of great Phoenix Suns content out there after games, but I will be live after tonight's game, and going to go live for every Suns playoff game that I, can. So again, what we are doing here, you guys, is I'm going to talk about the Suns for a little bit, just some things that I just want to read to you guys, tell you guys about, show you guys. And then I'm just going to get you guys on. And again, I can ask you guys questions. You guys can ask me questions. You guys can give your thoughts. Let me know how you guys are feeling. It's going to be a great show. Probably be live for about an hour. But again, I'm just super pumped for tonight. And I do want to start with that. I'm feeling really good, you guys. I just, I was texting one of my friends earlier. Shout out to my guy, Thunder Steve. He's been on this channel before. I was texting him earlier, and there's just something different about this year. And honestly, I think that the answer is Kevin Durant. I just realized, too, that I don't have my things popped up here that I worked so hard on. And by worked so hard on, I mean like 5 minutes. But anyways, something just feels different. And again, I think it is Kevin Durant. But it's also, some stuff that I've been reading is that, we are, besides Campaign, who I believe, his status is up in the air. I believe he's questionable, but we are healthy. Fingers crossed that we stay at least 90% healthy throughout the entire playoffs. But I just feel good, you guys. This roster has overcome so much adversity on and off the court, especially off the court. Kevin Durant is a 2-time champion, 2-time finals MVP, been in the finals, 4 times. Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Ayton went to the finals in 2021. Playoff experience, et cetera, et cetera. Guys on this roster have won championships. They've been there. They've done that. So something just feels different. And I'm just excited. Like, my heart is literally racing. It's probably because earlier I did have one of these bad boys, a C4 strawberry guava energy drink. And by the way, for anybody who cares, I'm just drinking water because I'm going to probably be drinking a little bit later. But in fact, let me take a sip of my water right now. Anyways, but yeah, I just feel good. So what we're going to talk about here, you guys, and I will try to get to the chat. And again, if you guys want to call in later and give your thoughts or be asked some questions or ask me questions, I will get you guys on. So what we're going to talk about first is certain matchups that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. The Phoenix Suns pressure to get to the finals. We're going to talk a little bit about Chris Paul and some Kevin Durant quotes on Chris Paul. Then we're going to talk about the Clippers a little bit. And then I'll pretty much get you on. And then we kind of have some unofficial Suns news. We will get to that as well. So it's going to be a great show. Do me a favor, you guys. Destroy that like button. Hulk smash that like button. Let me know where you guys are going to be watching the game from. That's actually one of the questions that I have for some of you guys later. Let me know where you guys are going to be watching the game from. And yeah, again, you guys, this is going to be a really fun show. We're also going to go over the keys to a Phoenix Suns win. We're going to go over that later. But first, let's talk matchups. Just a few matchups. And I do have the Clippers roster pulled up. So let's start with Russell Westbrook. You got to assume Now, it's a little tricky with Russell Westbrook because he has been playing better. He has been playing better. And I was listening to this one podcast earlier, and the guy made a good point saying, like, Russell Westbrook's attitude has been a lot better, and he's actually been shooting pretty well from three despite the percentages. Do you guys think that Chris Paul can guard Russell Westbrook, at least for this game, maybe in game two? That might be the matchup. I mean, I don't really know who else we would put on Westbrook. Maybe a Devin Booker, but then who would Chris Paul guard? I don't know. So I wanted to start with that. And I really do believe that the Phoenix Suns cannot, let their eye off of Russell Westbrook. They got to be on him. Because again, I just mentioned the 3-point shooting. He's great at getting to the rim, drawing fouls. Sometimes, he sometimes shows us those flashes of the prime Russell Westbrook. And he's a hard player to guard. He's competitive. He plays hard every game. So I'm curious about the Russell Westbrook matchup and who's going to guard him. Maybe it's probably going to be Chris Paul. And again, later we're going to talk about the Clippers and certain matchups for them and a reason why I wouldn't want to be head coach Ty Lue. And speaking of matchups, before we move on, I did want to start with this too, because this did come out probably like 30 minutes before I went live. And I think we all knew this. This isn't necessarily like groundbreaking news, but I did want to share it. This comes from Chris Haynes and also from Woj, NBA on ESPN. I can zoom in if you guys want me to, but it is official. Whoops. Let me see. There we go. Excuse me. It is official that Paul George is likely to miss the entire opening round of the Western Conference playoff series against the Suns because of a sprained right knee. Again, Woj, Chris Haynes are all reporting that. That's nothing groundbreaking. It's sort of breaking news, but not really, because I think we all expected it. And my first thought when that news came out was like, even if Paul George came back, I doubt he would be at 100%. I doubt it. Even if he was at like a 90 or like a 85%, I'm like, he wouldn't be 100%. And he would probably come back for like a game 5 or 6. I doubt it. So I think it's 99.9% likely that he does not play in the series. So again, not really groundbreaking news or anything. Just wanted to go over that because that did come out prior to me going live. All right, moving on. It's safe to say that it's going to be DeAndre Ayton and Ivica Zubac. And I do want to give my quick thoughts on Ivica Zubac. I hope I say his name right too. Ivica Zubac. I hope that's correct. I really like this guy. I think he's a solid big man in this league. I saw him play a lot during the summer, during the FIBA, World Tournament or whatever it's called, FIBA basketball, with former Phoenix Sun Dario Saric, by the way. And I've seen him in the past, especially during the Western Conference Finals a couple of years ago. He's always been a good, serviceable center big man in this league. The dude is a beast. He sets hard screens. He rebounds really well. He plays great defense. And I think he's going to be a little trouble at times for DeAndre Ayton. But at the same time, I think DeAndre Ayton is going to play extremely hard and battle down low and give trouble for Ivica Zubac. Because, again, he has his flaws as well. I think Ayton is going to make him work. And I think it's going to be a battle of the bigs down low. But at the same time, sort of like I was saying with Russell Westbrook, is we can't necessarily forget about Zubac either. So those two matchups, I think, are pretty safe to say that those are going to be the matchups. Chris Paul, Westbrook, Ayton, Zubac. But here's where I wouldn't want to be Clippers head coach Ty Lue, especially with Paul George out. Who's guarding Kevin Durant? Now, that might sound weird because you're probably like, oh, it's going to be Kawhi Leonard. Okay. Well, then who guards Devin Booker? This is why I wouldn't want to be head coach Ty Lue. This is what he and his coaching staff and his scouting department get paid millions of dollars to figure out. I've heard that Robert Covington could be starting or will be starting. I don't know. I'm not a Clippers insider. I don't know. Do you maybe throw Eric Gordon or Nicholas Batum out there? maybe a Trey, or what's his name, Terrence Mann. There's so many, similar names out there. Is it Terrence Mann? Maybe you start him, but I don't think that would happen. So is it safe to say that it would be Kawhi and KD all series long? Because again, you guys, even though I do believe that the Phoenix Suns will win this series in 5 or 6 games, it's not going to be easy because the Clippers, even though they have struggled on defense, throughout a lot of this season, they do have a lot of long, solid, 3-and-D wings out there. And I just mentioned 3 of them: Robert Covington, Eric Gordon, Nicholas Batum, et cetera, et cetera. Andrew Tate in the chat says Norman Powell. I really like Norman Powell. The guy can score, play defense, and all that. He's another guy that we can't let loose because he can get hot and score a bunch of points. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I just wanted to kind of go over some of these matchups. Josh Okogie's going to be starting. He's arguably our best defender outside of Kevin Durant. I think that our bigs are going to need to play extremely well off the bench. Bismack Biyombo, injured or not, which I do believe he is healthy. I think the only player that's on the injury report, to my knowledge, is Cameron Payne. Still, he's questionable with the back pain and all that, but our bigs are going to need our bigs are going to need, I can't talk. Our bigs are going to have to play big. And they're going to have to stay out of foul trouble. And we're going to go over that later with like some keys to the game and all that. So if there's any matchups that I didn't mention that you're looking forward to, let me know. And again, if you guys want to call in later in the show, I got you guys. I already have one person waiting in the wings. So let's move on. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I'm kind of just pointing out the obvious. The pressure to get to the NBA Finals. If the Phoenix Suns stay 90% healthy, and I mean that, because let's be real, God forbid, things are going to happen on the court. Players will get banged up. But if the Phoenix Suns have their big 4 fully healthy, there is no excuse why we should not get to the finals. We haven't won a championship in the 55, 54 years history of this franchise, which, by the way, I got to stand up real quick. I'm rocking my Phoenix Suns 68 shirt. I love this shirt. For those of you who may not know, the Phoenix Suns did begin their franchise in 1968. I love this shirt. So obviously no championship. The embarrassing playoff loss exit last year to the lottery-bound Dallas Mavericks now. And then some people still give us crap for this, but losing in the 2021 finals, although I think the social media trolls are a little too hard on us for that. I mean, we didn't really have super high expectations that year, and it was a great run. So the Phoenix Suns have to get to the finals. They have to win a championship if the Big 4 is healthy. Again, pointing out the obvious, just wanted to give my thoughts on that. By the way, you guys like my new hat? I feel like trucker hats are kind of making a comeback. I love this hat. Glad I got it. I like how it's just bold Phoenix Suns letters and it says Phoenix Suns. I love it. It's also got a cool patch. I don't know if you guys can see that on the side, but so let's move on. Real quick, let's get to some comments and then we'll move on here. Shout out to my guy, Logan. Appreciate you being here. Clippers fans are still salty. Ayton ran through them for the Valley-oop. It's funny you say that because the NBA's Twitter account shared that video of the Valley-oop earlier this morning. Logan says, I think they'll run Westbrook, Gordon, Leonard, Batum, Zubac as starters. I agree with you. And again, that's where Ty Lue really has to go into his coaching bag and figure out, who's most experienced, because obviously you got a really experienced lineup right there. I mean, Eric Gordon's a veteran in this league. Nick Batum's been there, done that. And that could be good. And again, with the lineup that you just mentioned, that's why I mentioned like our bigs have to play big. Like Busy's got to be big off the bench, Torrey Craig, et cetera, et cetera. This is going to be a fun series, you guys. Like, I'm hyped. And then a good question here from Backcourt Highlights. Thank you for being here. Who's Okogie guarding? I know. I'm like, I don't know. Like, again, Logan just brought up the lineup. Does Okogie guard Eric Gordon? I don't know, man. The lineups are going to be interesting. Keep your eyes, even if it's like during the second quarter, keep your eyes on the court and keep your eyes on who's guarding who, because that could be a preview of these matchups going forward. And again, Clippers are going to make their adjustments. Suns are going to make their adjustments. We will see. But that is a good question. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just reading a comment. Question here from Andrew Tate. Hey, Suns Geek, this is random, but are you going to be attending a Suns Clippers game this year, especially in the Valley? Unfortunately, I am not. But if we go to the finals, yeah, I will definitely be there. Eric Gordon or Norman Powell, Okogie guards Kawhi. Maybe. I feel like maybe they could switch a little bit, like KD and Okogie. That I don't know, man. Not saying that I don't trust Josh Okogie's defense, but that's Kawhi freaking Leonard, man. I think it'd be safe to have KD on Leonard. That's just me, though. Anyways, let's move on here. Let's talk about Chris Paul for a minute. And you guys remember how well Chris Paul was playing to end the season. And you guys may or may not have remembered, but Chris Paul shot 60.5% from three to end the season. He made 13 out of 23 threes over his last 3 games. Kevin Durant had some interesting quotes on Chris Paul that I wanted to read to you guys. This was Kevin Durant on Chris Paul. It is very important. We just need CP to read the game like he always has been reading it since he was in college or high school. Whatever the game tells him to do, he will go out there and do it. Tonight, he made 7 threes, only 2 assists. We are so used to him getting close to double-digit assists every game. He also mentioned, it's good when you are unpredictable and can switch attacks as a player. We're going to need that going forward. He is getting glad he's getting his confidence to catch and shoot knockdown shots while being aggressive to score. I love how Kevin Durant worded that when he said, like, it's good when you're unpredictable. Like if Chris Paul needs to go out there and hit 7 threes and only have 2 assists or whatever to win us a playoff game, that's perfect. And I love how KD talked about that. And that's another reason why I wanted to bring this up. Was Chris Paul's going to need to be huge. And I've talked about it before, and even he's talked about it. Like, Chris Paul can still shoot. He just hasn't gotten the ball. And when he started getting the ball, he reminded people, hey, I can still shoot. I can still be big. We might need to see a little bit of this take over Chris Paul, kind of like how we saw like last season, the season before that Chris Paul that can, cut to the basket, hit those mid-range shots, because we all know when that mid-range goes up, it's going in 99 out of 100 times. But we've seen sort of a Chris Paul that has lost his step a little bit, slowed down a little bit. But again, like, I want a good, unpredictable Chris Paul who, yeah, maybe if he's not assisting the ball very much, he's hitting big shots out there. And that goes for Josh Okogie and Torrey Craig, like guys like that, and Landry Shamet and Campaign. Like, these guys need to hit big shots. They have to. I'm not saying they need to hit 100% of their shots every single game, but they got to hit big shots. So I wanted to talk about Chris Paul because I loved that quote from Kevin Durant. So guys, we're 21 minutes in about now. And again, just a refresher. I'm just giving you guys kind of some final thoughts before the game tonight. We're going to talk about the Clippers. We're going to talk about some sort of unofficial Suns news. Then we will get you guys on. I already got 2 people waiting in the wings. Excited to have these guests on. Again, if there's not too much to talk about, I'm going to put you guys on the spot and I'm going to be asking you guys some questions. So get ready. All right. Again, Logan asked a good question, and I sort of referenced this earlier. Do we know if Campaign is good to go today? The last that I heard, and I'm assuming we're going to hear probably after this live show ends, is that he's questionable. That's all that we know. I don't know. Caden 2K says W stream. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for being here. You were one of the first people in here. Backcourt highlight says, Geek, this is off topic, but can you hoop? No, I cannot play basketball. I did play a whole bunch of basketball when I was younger. I'm going to cut the story short, but I actually injured my shoulder in 2020, 2019. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. And then it was in 2016. I hurt my shoulder. And by hurt my shoulder, I dislocated it. And then I was good. Like I did physical therapy. I started playing basketball again. It was great. Then I dislocated it in 2020 and retired. And that's why I don't play for the Phoenix Suns. So no, I cannot hoop. Anyways, let's move on here. That was the trauma segment of the show. Anyways, let's talk about the Clippers for a minute. Just some random things that I read about the Clippers. Really nothing too crazy. Probably stuff that you guys don't already know, but I just wanted to read it to you guys and maybe talk about a couple of the players on the Clippers roster that I believe we should watch out for. So I was reading some previews and stuff and listening to some, Suns Clippers previews and all that. Did you guys know that the Clippers are 24-14 with both PG and Kawhi on the court? Obviously not the greatest record because, even though the Clippers have had a roller coaster of a season, they haven't been super consistent even with their stars out there. But they are 14-15 when they've had either Kawhi or PG on the court. And I was reading this article and pointing out the obvious here. The biggest threat to the Phoenix Suns in terms of the Clippers is Kawhi Leonard. We all know that. But he's been playing absolutely fantastic. 27 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists on 53, 49, 90 shooting splits over his last 39 games. And he's been playing a whole bunch of minutes too. The whole load management controversy and all that. Also, you guys, the Phoenix Suns, and I'm big on this. I am a critic of the Suns about this. The Suns have to guard the 3 ball. They absolutely have to guard that 3. They have to close out on threes. They cannot let the Clippers hit a whole bunch of threes. Because let's be real, you guys. This is basketball. I don't care if you're the worst team in the league, like the Spurs or the Rockets or something. I don't care if you're one of the best teams in the league, like the Bucks or the Nuggets, whoever. If you hit a bunch of threes in this game, you're probably going to win. Doesn't matter what team you are. The reason I bring that up is because I believe I read something along the lines that the Clippers bench was shooting like a pretty good percentage, like from 30% or maybe higher than that. Clippers bench can hit some threes, but the Clippers are 13-3 when they make 16 or more threes this season. Let me repeat that. The Clippers are 13-3 when they make 16 or more threes this season. So we got to be careful, y'all. We got to guard that 3. And we're already pretty bad at that, in my opinion. And you know what? That will actually kind of segue us into the keys to a Suns win. And I didn't write this, but the keys to a Clippers win. Now, this comes from our friends over at Bright Side of the Sun. Shout out to them. This is from Bright Side of the Sun. Keys to a Suns win. Play with force, rebounding misses on both ends, and winning more than half of the loose balls. I completely agree with that. Play aggressive. Get to the foul line. Gang rebound. Everybody grab a damn rebound. Everybody, not just DeAndre Ayton. And get those loose ball battles. Limit live ball turnovers in the backcourt. Pretty much don't turn the damn ball over because the Suns are a really good team and they're hard to beat when they don't turn the ball over. And then obviously, Suns fans, we all know this. Limit fouls committed. Use body and positioning to defend, not hands. Pretty much don't foul. We all know that, especially if like a Scott Foster or whoever is refereeing, which I don't believe Scott Foster's refereeing game 1. again, we're sort of on the Clippers here. Keys to a Clippers win: create chaos, force turnovers on passes, convert those into easy scores. Yeah, again, we talked about it. If the Suns turn over the ball, they're going to struggle. If they get to the foul line, the Suns will struggle. If the Clippers get to the foul line, they will struggle. Runoff makes and misses with Westbrook leading the way in transition. I talked about Russell Westbrook earlier. He's playing very well. He's very hard to guard. He competes. He's going to be aggressive. Get to the free throw line early and often. We kind of talked about that earlier. Those are the keys to a win. Also, one of my keys to a win is, and it might sound cliche here, but it's true. Just we have to hit 3-point shots. Our bench, I sound so repetitive. Our bench has to hit 3-point shots. They got to hit the threes. See, my guy Logan brings it up perfectly. You can even lose to the Adelaide 36ers if they're hitting threes. You guys remember that? I was furious after that loss. I mean, granted, that was our first game after the embarrassing playoff exit. So the emotions were high. The bad memories, the trauma was still there. But that loss was still unacceptable. Just saying. So pretty much don't foul. Don't let them hit threes. Stop Kawhi. Stop Westbrook. Our bench needs to play big. Our bigs need to be big. David Ray says Scott Foster always sees to it that we lose every single time. Oh God. Force Westbrook to shoot jumpers. I agree with that. Although he can hit them occasionally, but I do agree with you. Leave Westbrook open. I agree to that to an extent. I talked about the 3-point shooting earlier. We probably do want to guard him from 3, believe that or not. My guy Coda Kid says, what's happening, Geek? Appreciate you being here, man. Okay. So we are going to talk, before we get you guys on, we got 4 people waiting. I'm about to get you guys on in a little bit. So get ready. And again, if there's not too much to talk about, you guys are going to get some questions. So get ready. In fact, I might even just start with that. I might just spin the wheel that I got and ask you guys a question. But I do kind of want to get your guys' thoughts, your vibes, and all that. I want to see where you guys are watching the game from, how you're feeling, etc. So let's talk about some unofficial Suns news. And this comes from Suns Uni Tracker. And I hope I'm saying this right. Phoenix Fits. So Suns Uni Tracker confirmed on Twitter that next season, the Suns are going to be getting a, I hope I'm saying this right, El Valle jersey. I hope I said that right. And here is sort of a concept of what they think it's going to look like. And I will lower my thing so you guys can see it all. And I'll zoom this in. So Phoenix Fits says, with the Suns coming with an El Valle jersey next season, here's the first guess at what it might look like. Some of this is based on things I've been told, while some is just me playing with some ideas, like the cream color, a la the new book, X-Con shoes. So again, this is just a concept. And I like doing these videos. I like these jersey videos, the concept jerseys. And again, I trust Suns Uni Tracker. He's been right on things before. He has like the inside and the hookups and the connections and all that. This jersey's interesting. I'm not crazy about that font. Not that it's like a bad font. I'm just not crazy about it. But I like it. It's, I think it represents the Suns well. I like the stripes kind of going down the shoulders and all that. So let me know what you guys think. And again, according to Suns Uni Tracker and Phoenix Fits, we are getting an El Valle jersey next season. So we'll have to see. Speaking of Phoenix Suns news, you guys, today is a great day to be a Suns fan. And I'm not going to play the video because I don't want to get copyrighted or whatever. But April 16th, 2023, from here on out, is officially Phoenix Suns Day. I'm going to share my tab. You guys can see it right here. You guys probably saw the video. It is official. This is it's kind of like a holiday now, like an Arizona holiday. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Every April 16th from here on out is Phoenix Suns Day. I believe in the past it was like January 16th, because again, going back to my shirt, I'm going to stand up. 1968. I believe the Phoenix Suns were like they became a franchise on January 16th back in the day, but now it's like officially Phoenix Suns Day every April 16th. So what I'm going to be doing, and like I'm doing today, like I'm literally dressed head from toe in Suns gear. I got purple socks on, my Suns slides or sandals, whatever you want to call them. Got the purple shorts, the shirt, the hat. I'm just going to be decked out in Suns gear. And again, it's a special day because it's the start of the playoffs. So wanted to go over that with you guys. Okay. So what we're going to do now, my friends, is we are... Yeah, Jesse, thank you for correcting me on that. If you guys know me, I can't read and I can't talk, so I don't even know what I'm doing. He says it's pronounced va la la yeah. I can't say that. Cool. Anyways, real quick, let's get to a comment before we get you guys on here. Shout out to my guy Mark Cooper. The Suns need to rebound and play good team defense through the playoffs, or they will not have a chance at the championship. It's important. Good to see you, Geek. Well, good to see you, Mark Cooper. Thank you for the nice comment, man. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get you guys on. You guys can give your thoughts. I want to know from our first guest here, which is Iverson Vlogs. I want to know how you're feeling, Iverson. I want to know where you're watching the game from. And then I'm going to ask you a random question from the wheel of questions. So I'm going to put my headphones on and we will get you on Iverson Vlogs. Again, if you guys are watching, Hulk smash that like button. The invite link is at the top of the chat, and I'm going to repost it in the chat. And if you guys want to call in and give your thoughts, you can. I'm going to share that link right now. All right. So our first guest up today is my guy, Iverson Vlogs. Iverson, can you hear me, man?
Yeah, gang. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's going on, man? How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, dude. I'm nervous but confident at the same time with this team. Hopefully we can start off on a good note for game one.
Yeah, man. Same here. I think confident but excited is my feelings as well. Where are you going to be watching the game from, man? Are you going to be like with your friends or family or anything, or what's going on?
Yeah, my friends. They're Cavs fans.
Oh, they're probably heated over last night. That was a crazy game, by the way.
I was trolling.
I would have been too, man. But that's going to be a great series, by the way. Knicks and Cavs.
I got Knicks in 7.
That was a good series. That was a good game last night, I should say.
Yeah.
I think that series can go either way, to be honest. Speaking of who you got in 6 or 7, what about this series, man? Are the Suns going to win it in 6? You think we could get out of here in 5? What do you think?
I say 5. I think we need to take care of business in 5. No Paul George, one of the best wings in the league.
Right.
The second best player on the Clippers. He can make big shots. We saw in the conference finals a few years ago. He dropped, 40 plus?
Yeah.
We need to contain him.
Yep.
We need to contain Kawhi, because you know what Kawhi's built out of come playoff time. Yeah. He's won multiple championships. He's won multiple finals MVPs.
Someone left a comment on one of my videos and was like, a healthy Kawhi Leonard is like, I forgot what he said, but he said something along the lines of like, Kawhi Leonard is hard to stop when he's healthy. And I was like, yeah, you're right. That's kind of one thing that scares me, but I feel better just because, again, we got Kevin freaking Durant.
But one player I'm scared of on the Clippers is Norman Powell.
Yeah.
For some reason, he can score off the bench.
That's I said that earlier, man. I was scared, and I'm scared of him. He played really well to end the season too. So Iverson, we got a few people waiting. I'm going to put you on the spot here. I got this idea from my friends over at the Suns Jam Session podcast. Yep. This is the wheel of names, and I just got a bunch of random questions. Probably not as many questions as I wanted to, but anyways, I'm going to spin the wheel. You're going to answer a question. Hopefully, I didn't already ask you this question. Well, let's do it. We're going to spin the wheel. First time ever on this channel, and your question is... Ooh, here's a good one, Iverson. How long have you been a Phoenix Suns fan?
2013.
Let's go.
Wait,
tell me about it, man. 2013. Tell me about it.
Well, it's been a rough couple. It was a rough couple years after 2013 with the Morris twins choking out one of the players on the bench. Archie
You're
Goodwin.
a real one if you remember that. You're a real one.
It was against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh,
I believe.
Yeah, you're probably right on that. That sounds correct.
But Geek, I got a question for you before we head off.
I got
like 2-3 questions. Let's say both.
Go for it. Go for it.
How long does the series go? Who's the player of the series, but who's also the X factor?
Great question. I believe we can get it done in 6 at least. I think if we're clicking on all cylinders, we get it done in 5. What was your second question? Who's the best player in the series? Was that your question? Iverson?
Yeah, and then who's the X factor?
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then who's the X factor?
You know, I was talking with the Suns Jam Session podcast about this.
Hello?
I think we might have lost you, Iverson. But I'm going to take you out of the stream real quick, Iverson. I don't know what's going on. What is happening? I'm scared. We still live, you guys? Iverson? Someone in the chat, let me know if we're still live. I don't know what the heck's going on. Anyways, why does it show that you're still in the stream? I thought I removed you. I'm sorry, you guys. So to answer Iverson's question, I was talking with the Suns Jam Session podcast about this, and they had a few different answers. They talked about Devin Booker. Thank you, Jesse, and thank you. I don't know what happened there. My whole thing froze, and yeah. Thank you, Coda Kid. Thank you, Logan. Anyways, you know what? I think my answer to who's the X factor, I don't know why. I think it's DeAndre Ayton, and I really mean that, you guys. Because we already know what Booker and KD are going to do. They've put up historic Suns numbers. And I think KD, despite the games played, had one of the greatest, if not the greatest shooting season of all time, which was 55, 90 shooting splits or whatever it was. It was one of the greatest seasons of all time. Thank you, Iverson, for hopping on here, man. And again, but I will say this, who needs to be the best player of this series? Kevin Durant. Let's be real. It's got to be KD. So again, hopefully that answers everybody's question. We're going to move on here. Real quick, Suns Worldwide, I'm going to save you for last just because of what we talked about. So we're going to bring on Andrew here. Andrew, long time. You've been on this channel for a long time, man. How you doing, bud? What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? I've been at home all day because usually I'm at church and stuff, but
nice.
I've been working on my school assignments for GCU.
Nice, man.
Because I'm a major in graphic design and advertising. So
that's awesome, man. Good for you.
I'm really excited for this game, though, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, man. How are you feeling? Any thoughts or anything? Where are you gonna be watching the game from? How you feeling, man?
I'm pretty confident. I think we'll win this game in 6 games. Because all season, I think we've been doing well with injuries, and I think I've been a little too harsh on Monty Williams, kind of, because I've been so frustrated with the way how we're playing our lineups.
You know what? That's okay, though. That's okay.
But since we have Kevin Durant, I was a little concerned about our bench, but he just makes everyone's better. I think this team's in a good position.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of positions he can there's a lot of shots he doesn't think, he just shoots it right away. That's
right. So Andrew, just real quick, we're gonna do the wheel of we're just gonna call it the wheel of questions, if you will. Let me just share it real quick. I had it up a second ago, but then we had that little connection issue. All right, so we're gonna get a random question. We're gonna spin the wheel, and then we're gonna get our next guest on after you. And here's a good question, Andrew. And I'm not a betting man. Just know that. I'm not a betting person. But if you had house money, as they call it, who would you pick to win the NBA championship this year? You can't pick the Suns. So let's say money wasn't an issue and you're betting, who would you pick to win the championship, not name the Suns?
Man,
it's a good question, huh? I didn't think of that question. I'm not smart enough to think of that question.
To be honest, I hate to say this, but between the Bucks or the Celtics.
Yeah, that was low key my answer too.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both just so good, man. They got the benches, they got the superstars, the great coaching. I think I agree with you, man. Andrew, any final thoughts before you get out of here, man?
Oh yeah. Do you mind if I showcase my my little Suns gear I have?
Do it, man. You want me to put you on the full screen? Put you on the full screen, man. Go for it.
Yeah. So
show it off, man.
Got this out of my closet. This is the old Suns logo we used to have, like 2006.
Yeah.
And I wanted to wear that with a KD shirt I got and stuff.
Ooh. Oh, that's dope, man.
Yeah, it's like that. And then you look at the front side. The front is like the PHX logo. If you notice, this is from the same font that we were in 2006 when we had Nash. So
yeah. I kind of recognize that. Yeah. It kind of looks like the shirt I'm wearing. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's cool, man. All right, brother. Well, enjoy the game tonight, man. Thanks for being on here. I'll be live after the show if you want to hop on too.
Oh, man. Yeah, definitely, for sure, man. Yeah,
all right, man. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
All right, our next guest is Andrew. Andrew, are you here? Andrew going once. All right, no Andrew. Okay. So before I did this live show, you guys, I was talking with Phoenix Suns content creator, especially on Instagram. He has a great Instagram page called Suns Worldwide. Him and I were talking. He invited me onto his kind of show, Instagram page and all that. And then I DM'd him saying, hey, man, I'm going to be doing like a call-in show. I want you on my channel so we can like officially collaborate. And again, we might be doing something on his page and on his content, but I did want to get on Suns Worldwide, and I don't know why my thing isn't working. Wait for it. There we go. Suns Worldwide. How you doing, man?
Good, you?
Doing great, brother. Thanks for being here, man. Glad we got to do this.
No problem. I'm excited.
I wanted to bring you on last just because I felt like you and I were going to have a good conversation. Just talk about whatever. Oh, yeah. So we can really just start with the same questions I've been asking everybody else. How you feeling, man? Where are you going to be watching the game from? Talk to me, man.
I'm feeling pretty confident about it. I think there are certain players that we have to watch. One name that I think for sure, Bones Highland. Eric Gordon could definitely get up. I've seen him when he was on the Rockets. Definitely Terrence Mann. I mean, we saw what he did in the playoffs. I mean, he's dropped 30-plus games. But despite Paul George being injured, which I think that's something we have to take advantage of and get out of the series quick. Prayers up to Paul George, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something we have to take advantage of. Really, Westbrook, that's a guy I'm scared of. But yeah, I think we get out of the series in 5 if we've been playing like we have to end the season out. So yeah, feeling pretty confident with it. The bench is a big factor in this, definitely. I fully expect one of the starters to be on the court at all times, mainly between Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. I've heard Eddie Johnson and Kevin Ray talk about it during games. So yeah, it's kind of where I stand with this. Feeling pretty good about it.
Thank you for bringing up Bones Highland. I don't know how I completely overlooked Bones Highland. That dude plays hard, man. Even though he's still a young player, he's got good size. He's athletic. He plays hard every game. He could be an X factor. You mentioned Eric Gordon. I don't think I've talked enough about Eric Gordon. Again, a veteran in this league, been here, done that. And I feel like both teams, their benches are going to need to be huge. But I feel like because of the inconsistencies with the Suns bench, for better or worse, they need to be big in this series. So thank you for bringing up Bones Highland. Real quick, man. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just you're good.
Well, I was going to ask you something, kind of a random question here. You actually got to interview Kevin Ray. He's a very nice guy. I've talked to him before. I've met him before. Very nice guy. what was that experience like? You want to just tell the people, how that went for you?
So pretty much just kind of how it happened. I spend probably like an hour or two a day just emailing people.
Yeah.
I more expect players to come on during the off season. I did one with Terrence Ross. That was the first episode.
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool, man.
I'm going to be a little critical of Terrence Ross. That's my guy, but he's been kind of inconsistent. With the shooting. But yeah, I just kind of sent him an email. He got back to me. It's like, hey, you want to hop on? Yeah, it's kind of how it happened.
Awesome.
Kevin Ray's a really nice guy, really humble guy. Yeah. Bohemian Book. It's one of my favorite call-outs from him. So yeah, shout out to you, Kevin. Love you. Thank you for coming on.
That's awesome, man. Good for you. And keep up that good work, man. Like I said, I've seen your stuff before. You're definitely killing it on IG as well. So Suns Worldwide, what we're going to do here is I'm going to share the screen. And since you're everybody who calls in here is a special guest, but I'm going to put you on the spot for 2 questions. You're going to get 2 on the wheel of questions. So we're going to spin this thing. Let's see what happens here. And again, if you got any questions for me or anything you want me to talk about, let me know. But your question is, wait for it. I think I already asked you this. Where are you watching the game tonight? We'll give you another one because I already asked you that. I need to come up with better questions. You said you're watching the game from at home?
Yep.
You going to be with your family or anything? Why did we get the question twice? Come on, wheel of questions. You're failing me, man. This is not what the people are here for. We got to get the good questions, the juicy questions. All right, here's a good one because I asked this one earlier, but different perspective. Yeah. If you had house money to play with, who would you pick to win the NBA championship this year? You cannot pick the Suns.
Probably the Milwaukee Bucks. I like the Bucks. I think they're even more dangerous than when they won that finals run in 2021. Of course, they have former Sun Jay Crowder. I don't really like Jay Crowder, but yeah, I think the Bucks definitely. Giannis, he gives it his all every game, and I think what kind of keeps his fuel in the fire is that he still looks at himself as like a bottom player in the league. He's very humble about it. I think that's why, I think he does it on purpose, honestly. But yeah, the Bucks are very dangerous. Drew Holiday's dropped, I think, a 50-point game this year.
He's been playing so good too, man. Yeah, Drew.
Chris Middleton. I don't know if he's still hurt.
Yeah, I think he's been a little banged up. I believe his status is up in the air, but I could be wrong.
But yeah, I like the Bucks' depth. I think a close second for me is maybe Golden State, but after that game 1, here's my thoughts. If the Warriors make it out of that first round, I think the Sacramento Kings are going to tire the Warriors out.
Preach.
Because the Kings, they don't really have much to lose. I mean, yeah, they're the 2nd seed, but they're going to give it their all. Definitely. Yeah. They're a very quick team, and I think, Golden State's age is going to get to them a lot. So, yeah, I think if Golden State makes it to the second round, I think they're just going to be just fatigued. But, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead.
I said that's just who I have my money on, personally.
I definitely agree with you on the Warriors because if you watched that game last night, holy cow, that was one of the most incredible game 1s that I've ever seen. Super intense. Both crowds, especially the Kings crowd fans, they were alive last night. I mean, I think it was like De'Aaron Fox or something. They said it on the broadcast. Like he was trying to listen to Mike Brown and he couldn't hear him. I hope that's how the Suns fans are tonight, by the way. I'm calling out all Suns fans who are going to be at the game tonight. Yeah. You better be so loud that Chris Paul and KD and all them cannot hear Monty Williams. But no, I agree with you. I think even though I'm not a betting man, like I said earlier, I think my money would be on the Bucks. I think if the Warriors don't win it this year, maybe they go at it again next year. But like we keep hearing the Suns title window is only a couple of years, but for the Warriors, it's like, dude, it's the same thing. Like they're eventually going to fall off. Like they are going to have their last dance, if you will. And as we kind of saw, you can't pay everybody because they lost like Otto Porter and all those guys. But we'll see.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you one more question. Hopefully it's like a decent question. And by the way, Suns fans, if I ever get you guys on and we're doing this, by game 2, I'll probably have a lot better questions for you just because we'll actually have a game under our belt. These were just questions I thought of last night. So we're going to spin the wheel, get you another question, and then we'll get your final thoughts, man. So let's see. Hopefully it's a good question. No, we just did that one. Let's spin it again. We got to spin it again. Why does it keep coming back to this question? This is ridiculous. This is why I need more questions. That way it doesn't. Oh, come on. This thing is rigged, man. There's the same one. All right. I'm just going to ask you a question.
All right.
Okay. You know what? It's actually not a question. We'll just get your final thoughts. And I did this on the Suns Down Under Aussie Suns fan podcast. I'm going to put you on the spot here. You have 30 seconds to rant about anything Suns or NBA related. So tell me when you're ready, and I'll start a 30-second timer. I'm going to put you on the spot. Anything you want to rant about, NBA related, Suns related, good or bad, I'm going to put you on the spot, man. Tell me when you're ready.
Let's do this.
All right, 30 seconds starts in 3, 2, 1.
I think 100% the refs need to be talked about this offseason.
Great.
Even if it means like a reteaching class almost. That's definitely something. Monty Williams, I wish, was kind of better at doing his job in some situations.
10 seconds.
What else? I don't know. That's really it.
Great rant. Totally agree with you. I tried not to talk about the referees because I just don't want to jinx anything. I hope that we get fair officiating like we sort of saw after Monty Williams kind of went over, his rant and all that. And I know you saw that Fred VanVleet stuff, which I'm so glad he did that, by the way.
Yeah.
I feel like that sort of opened the door for players to speak out more and take the fines.
Yeah.
So glad he did that.
I think Monty needs to do that more. I think he needs to rant, honestly, more in his post-game conferences. I mean, $20,000, that's pocket change to him.
Exactly. So, Suns Worldwide, any final thoughts, man? Do you want to tell the people where to find you? Tell them what you do on Instagram. I know you don't upload too much, but on your YouTube channel and everything. Just tell the people where to find you, man.
Just posted today.
Oh, perfect.
But before I get into the final thoughts, if you haven't already, subscribe to Suns Geek.
Thanks.
Go check him out on Instagram, Twitter. He's everywhere. You can find him everywhere. A little plug for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's on the ticker scrolling down below.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Good old StreamYard, man.
I want to hear your final thoughts. I want to put you on the spot.
Let's do it, man. My final thoughts. Our big four needs to play like our big four. Our bench has to show up. We have to stay out of foul trouble. We got to get the nerves and jitters out early. And
100%, yeah.
And you know what? I don't want to put unrealistic expectations on the Suns, but if it is poor officiating, they need to play through it. Devin Booker's talked about it. Got to play through it.
Yeah.
Screw it. That's my final thoughts. I'm excited. I'm ready. Gonna be with my family later. Gonna order some food and all that. It's gonna be a great night, man. I'm pumped. I'm gonna be live after the game. Those are my final thoughts. So again, Suns Worldwide, thank you for being here. I kind of wanted to get you on close to last, even though I got a couple people waiting in the wings. We got to do this again soon, man. We got to do it on your channel or whatever. And again, if you want to hop on afterward, let me know after the game anyways. Yeah. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it.
One thing I do want to know, Suns fans, the Clippers are going to sneak one out of the series. They just are. Yeah. I think it's almost a given. So, yeah, that's kind of all I have to say.
I think, not to sound like a jerk, but I feel like a lot of Suns fans think we're going to sweep this series, and they are sadly wrong. It's not going to be like that at all. So don't get too confident, Suns fans. Anyways.
I think Kevin Durant, another huge impact that a lot of people don't understand, that's another veteran mindset that we have with the locker room. They'll especially help with the young guys, especially with like Ayton and stuff. I know Ayton's talked about how Kevin Durant has impacted him. But yeah, just on the court, I think, Kevin Durant's off the court. It's just going to be as valuable as on the court.
Not to change subject, but I'm seeing in the chat that Anthony Davis got injured. That sucks.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently he got injured. Something with like his arm. This is what Woj was saying. Lakers star Anthony Davis is believed to have sustained a stinger on his right arm, but is still undergoing testing. I guess he like collided with Jaren Jackson Jr. and didn't move his arm or something.
Oh.
So even though we want the Lakers to lose, I hate when players get injured because I've been injured and it sucks.
I hate injuries.
Yeah, I know. So we'll see what happens with that. But again, Suns Worldwide, thank you for being here, man. We got to do this again sometime. I got a couple people waiting in the wings. Sure. You were a great guest. Sorry for the terrible questions. I'll have better questions for you next time. Because again, next time we'll actually have more to talk about. So
right.
Yeah. So thanks for being here, man. Appreciate you, brother. Everyone go check out Suns Worldwide on Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. Again, he interviewed Terrence Ross and Kevin Ray. So what the heck am I doing? So thanks for being here, man. We'll see you later, brother.
See ya. Have a good night.
You too, man. All right, you guys, we're going to try to get on Andrew one more time. And if not, I got another guest waiting in the wings. Andrew, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, finally. All right. So what's going on?
Not much, man. Thanks for being here, bro. You've been on this channel before. How's everything going, man?
Pretty good. Right now I'm watching the Lakers and Memphis game. I just love watching every playoffs game,
Yeah, man. I've been trying to watch as many games as I can too, man. Especially yesterday. I was glued to that TV. Andrew, how you feeling, man? Where are you going to be watching the game from? Any thoughts, any predictions?
Well, I'll be watching the game by myself because none of my family members like watch basketball, so it's just only me. Right. And I could go at it with my friend and stuff. Yeah, and my thoughts are like, okay, so I'm pretty sure we could do this, but it's gonna be in like 6 games, something like that.
Yeah.
But I want to see the Western Conference Final against the Suns and the Kings. That's my prediction for
I like that, man. You know what? Kings fans deserve it. Will they get to the Western Conference Finals is a completely different thing, but they deserve it. I'm so glad they won last night.
Yep.
And that's a great prediction, man. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know who's going to get to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. I watched a game yesterday. It was like so crazy. It was so loud. I couldn't like hear the game well. The crowd is like amazing,
Right.
I wish we had the same crowd as the Kings,
Yeah, man. I know.
That'd be so crazy.
That's my whole thing. I'm putting Suns fans on the spot, and I hope that they are extremely loud, and I hope some crazy stuff happens. Yes. So before I get you out of here, Andrew, I'm going to put you on the wheel of questions. Hopefully we actually get some better questions, and hopefully it doesn't keep asking the same question like it did with Suns Worldwide. So your question is, here's a good one. I've been waiting for this one. And we sort of talked about it a minute ago, but what other series are you going to be watching? Is there one that you're keeping your eye on? Like, again, I'm watching Kings Warriors. I'm hyped for that series. But like the Knicks Cavs game was really good. Sixers Nets, what other series are you going to be watching, man?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm going to be watching a lot of playoffs games since I don't have to work, or I'm just gonna be home all day and I have school and stuff. But I'll be watching the I like the Memphis and the Lakers right now. They going at it, even though like Lakers are like 7th seed or something and Memphis like 2nd.
Right.
Yeah. And I also like the Knicks and Cavs. That's gonna be a good one too.
Yeah.
Also, one last thing is the Suns and the Clippers, of course, I have to go with it. Yeah.
It's funny, John Nelson, before you get out of here, man, he makes a good point. He says, Kings ironically feel more comfortable on the road because they don't have to fly anywhere. They literally just have to take the bus. That's how close, Golden State and Sacramento are. So Thank you for
Then,
being here, Andrew.
yes, sir.
Appreciate your thoughts, man. And you enjoy the game tonight, all right?
All right. I see you later.
Later, man. All right, you guys, we're gonna get on friend of the channel. Been on this channel multiple times. Super Mario Hoops. How you doing, my friend? Thanks for being here, man.
Doing pretty good. Had to hop on. Just watching the games. So
sorry about your Bulls.
Yeah. Well, I'm honestly kind of relieved. I don't have to watch that tragedy anymore. I mean, I kind of wanted them to just miss the playoffs so they could realize how bad they are. But you even saw the tweet where it's like, we're not thinking rebuild, like we're thinking retool, and I'm thinking about repick a team to be a fan of. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know, but it's just not a good time. I don't want to think about that mid.
I'm glad that you're not a biased Bulls fan to where you're like, oh, I thought we had a good season and blah, 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 blah. Like, no, you guys were so frustrating all year. And yeah, I'll give you guys that play-in win, and I'll give you guys a few wins over some good teams.
Don't even give us the play-in.
No, you guys are terrible. You guys need to blow it up or at least trade one of your big 3 or 2 or whatever.
I told you, trade DeMar to Charlotte, trade Levine to Dallas. Don't bring back Vucevic. Let him go to the Guangdong Tigers. And
hold on, I'll grab my Xbox controller and start doing this on 2K, all right? I'm tired of the Bulls, man.
Dude, we need Jaden Hardy on the Bulls, and then we can draft Ron Holland, and then we'll be looking good.
So, Super Mario, just kind of the same questions I've been asking everybody else. Then we'll get to the wheel question. Just how you feeling about the Suns Clippers tonight? Any thoughts? Any predictions? What are you thinking, man?
I'm feeling really good. I think honestly, this is probably the series I'm most interested about, just because I think when 100%, these are the 2 best teams in the Western Conference. At least like talent wise. Of course, Paul George isn't going to be there. He's expected to miss like the whole series.
Yeah, he's probably not playing. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it's hard to even bank on coming back, but I feel like maybe if it was Game 6, he'd come back. I don't think for a Game 7 he would come back because I feel like that would mess up the flow of the team. But I think if it's Game 6 or something like that and the series is still going on, maybe he would come back. But either way, I still think it's going to be a tough series. I know a few years ago, like Western Conference Finals matchup, it went 6 games. Of course, you guys didn't have Kevin Durant then, but of course, the Clippers had Paul George and not Kawhi.
Yep.
I don't know. I you know how I feel about Kawhi. I think he's probably the biggest playoff riser, but I just don't know if they have enough to beat the Suns team. That's why I think a lot of people are saying it's going to be a quick series. I mean, I still think the Suns will win for sure, but I think it'll go the distance.
Right. No, I agree. I agree with you on that.
Especially because I think, this is a good series, I think, for Russell Westbrook to maybe make some noise. If you asked him a couple years ago if he had another chance to play Durant in a playoff series on a team that, even though they're injured, the Clippers are still a solid team. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I still think the Suns will win, but it might go like 6 or 7 games. I think I picked 7 when I made my predictions a couple days ago, but
yeah, I'm thinking 6 at late or furthest or whatever it is. So Super Mario, we're going to do what we've been doing with everybody. We're going to spin the wheel. And again, I'll have better questions next time. These are just random questions I thought of. Hopefully we don't keep getting the same one we keep getting. I'm about to remove that question if we do. Ooh, I mean, did you kind of give your prediction? Because this is any predictions or hot takes for this series. You kind of did. But
well, so because I think it's a long series, I think I have a sneaking suspicion. The Suns are 8-0 with Kevin Durant. Yep. Granted, a lot of those teams they played, not the greatest caliber. So I feel like I would not be surprised if the Clippers took Game 1 today. But of course, I would lean toward the Suns in Game 2. And I also think I feel weird. I feel like the Clippers might win Game 1 tonight, and I feel like the Suns will win the first home game in LA. So they'll both be kind of caught off guard, if that makes sense.
I just feel like the Clippers are going to get 1, and I think Suns fans need to be ready for it because, again, I think Suns fans thinking we're going to sweep this team and Kawhi's not going to play good when that's not going to be the case at all, because Kawhi is going to play great.
I think I trust the Clippers depth a little bit more, which is kind of crazy because they've been a little up and down, but
yeah,
I think they also have more like perimeter defenders,
right.
to throw some guys. Like even the last game of the season, I know the Suns were resting their big guns and stuff, but if you really think about it, like guys like Durant, Booker, Chris Paul, they're not going to be guarding Kawhi Leonard. Like it's probably going to be the Josh Okogis or the Torrey Craigs or the Ish Wainwrights or whoever. And like a lot of those guys played in that last game of the year, and Kawhi still had his way, essentially.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. It's like, where is that going to come from? You know, if Mikal Bridges was still on the team, then it'd probably be more comforting. But of course, he's doing his thing with Brooklyn the other night. And shout out to him.
Yeah.
But,
especially in that first half. Oh my God.
He was insane. I was like, this man can't miss. I think that's going to be a good series too. A lot of people think it's going to be like a sweep or 5 games. I picked it going 6.
Yeah.
But
Super Mario Hoops, I do have one person waiting. So any final thoughts, man? Just anything before you get out of here?
Hey, man, the only thing I got to say is I think the Bulls have the 12th highest odds at the first overall pick. We're going to defeat the odds. We're going to get Wemby and keep our pick. Frick Orlando. Except Markelle Fultz and Paolo. They're cool, but everyone else can, screw off, I guess, for Orlando.
Magic are making the playoffs next year. You heard it here first.
They are. Top 6 seed, I'll say.
Yep. They're set. They're set for the future, in my opinion. Super Mario, thanks for being here, man. I know you've been uploading and stuff on your channel. So everybody check out Super Mario Hoops. I'm sure you're going to be on the channel very soon. Again, I'll probably be doing this call-in stuff live after the game. So if you're available and you want to call in, just let me know.
Sounds good.
Yeah, thanks for being here, brother.
Yep. See you.
Peace, man. All right, you guys, we're going to get our final guest on if he's here. Sun's biggest fan, are you here?
I am here.
Hey, what's up, man? You've been on this channel before. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good, man. How you feeling about tonight? Any thoughts, predictions before we get out of here?
I for sure know this series is gonna go up to 6.
And why do you say that?
Knowing, Kawhi Leonard's playoff history, I would say that's probably why. But I'm hoping the Suns can kind of put them away, like sweep them. But I know that's not gonna happen though.
Exactly, man. No, I agree with you. Kawhi Leonard, for the Clippers side of things, he has to be the best player in the series. Clippers got to win the minutes that he's not on the court, kind of like how we need to win the minutes when KD and all them aren't on the court. I agree with you. I could definitely see the series going 6. But I'm going to put you on the spot, man. We're going to spin the wheel. Hopefully we get some good questions in here. And let's see. It looks like you got the same question. Oh, wait. Oh, here's a good one. How long have you been a Phoenix Suns fan?
Probably since the Steve Nash era.
I like it. The run and gun Suns. Where are you going to be watching the game from tonight, man?
Probably on my phone.
Got it. You going to be at your house or with family or what?
Yeah, I'll be at my house.
It's awesome, man. Well, hey, thanks for being here, brother. Sorry it took so long for you to get on here.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. Next time I'll have much better questions for everybody in the chat. So thanks for being here, man.
Thank you.
Enjoy the game tonight. All right, y'all. This has been a fun show. I went a little bit longer than I anticipated, but that's totally fine. I appreciate everybody that was on here. Shout out to Iverson Vlogs, Andrew, Sun's biggest fan, Super Mario Hoops, Suns Worldwide, etc. Everybody that was on here. Promise you guys next time I'll have better questions. Because again, next time we'll actually have more to talk about. We'll have a game under our belt. Maybe we'll have more storylines and more things to discuss. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to save my energy and my voice for later tonight. And I will be on later tonight. Andrew, thank you again for being here. He said this was fun. Glad to have come on. Thanks for being here, bro. But yeah, tonight I'll be live right as the game ends. I might have a beer, and it's going to be a great show. Going to get you guys on. Maybe we'll do the wheel game again. We'll see. But we'll make sure you guys will be able to call in and everything. So very excited about tonight. Shout out to my guy Roy. Says, let's get the dub tonight. Go Suns. Appreciate you being here. On that note, I'm out of here. You guys enjoy the game. Watch very closely. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be glued to that screen. Enjoy the game. Have fun. Relax. And it's going to be a great game. I believe the Phoenix Suns are going to win. They're going to win this series. I cannot wait. Enjoy the game tonight, you guys. I am out. As always, today is April 16th, 2023. And today is Phoenix Suns Day, now and forever. And as always, guys, win or lose, Phoenix Suns for life. If it has to deal with the Phoenix Suns, I'm going to make a video about it. My name is Suns Geek, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
What's up, Suns Geek?